What's up, guys? So once again, coming in with a big apology, because if you watched the end of my last video, you'll know I took a break in the middle of the recording session and turned on my computer sound to record something from the computer. And when I went back to record the end of the last video, I forgot to turn the computer sound off. And what that does is it doubles the audio from the computer and the capture card. It makes it sound really echoey and weird. So I apologize for that. But then as I sat on it after I finished editing, uploading the video and all that, it occurred to me I recorded another session of 100 Line right after that. And I also did not turn off the computer sound for that one either. So what I'm sitting with right now is over 2 hours of recorded footage where the audio for the game sounds doubled and echoed and it's awful, basically. I won't be able to replace all of the audio, but I do think I should be able to at least go in, replace some of the voiced lines. For instance, I hung out with Yugamu a few times and got some of his bond ranks. I should be able to go in and re-record his audio. And then maybe for some of the voiced scenes as well. But trying to replace all of the audio for the game is just going to be way too much of a headache to try to make it match up with what's being shown. So I want to apologize again. It's been a very weird week for me mentally. I've been all over the place. Definitely not been at the top of my game when it comes to recording ever since the OBS freak out as well from 2 videos ago. So part of my brain is telling me I need to take a break, but the other part of me is like, but I want to keep playing this game. It's so much fun. So I'm doing my best, and I hope you guys can forgive me for all of the mistakes. But with all that being said, let's jump into this video. Ooh, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Media.Vision Plays, where today we have some more of the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. So last time out, we followed the chips that Ava had given us after she sacrificed herself to give Nozomi more points. Tsubasa managed to decrypt them, and we followed him to a cave where we ran into Commune, who was very dehydrated and starved because apparently the Futurin people, which of course we don't know they're the Futurin people, in this timeline at least, but they apparently have exiled her because they consider Ava a traitor. And so after waiting for her to decrypt Ava's memory chip, Tsubasa and Takumi grow closer, which was very, very sweet. But Commune agrees to go back to the school with us, where Nozomi is very excited to meet her. They basically become sisters. And then Commune helps us repair the escape pod. And so now it is ready to go, but it needs fuel, which fuel apparently is cryptoglobin. And we are going to need the fuel of a very powerful commander, which we do run into Dalsha while we're out and about. But also, while we're trying to get Tsubasa and Yugamu more points to keep them out of last place, Dadami, who we tried to convince to join us, keeps attacking us. We managed to fight her off a few times, but eventually, when Dalsha shows up, she helps us, sacrifices herself to keep Tsubasa alive, which thankfully we managed to revive her before she fully dies. And that's when we learned that apparently she was antagonizing us and attacking us so much because she realized that after killing Hiriko, she gained a crap ton of points to the point where she has remained top of the leaderboard this entire time. So apparently killing an SDU member gains you the most amount of points, and she was trying to help us by getting us to kill her and get a ton of points. But of course, we're not about that. We don't want that to happen to her. And in trying to convince her that we do care, we do want to help her, Tsubasa ends up kissing her, which was a very interesting scene. But obviously, without that option, we do still need to find a way for Tsubasa to not be bottom of the leaderboard, especially for Takumi's sake, since he does care about her a lot now. And so the sponsor offers us a chance to gain a ton of points by giving us a map, which leads us to the mansion that we've been to before, kill all the invaders there, but then some people walk out. And of course, we don't realize that these are Futurins. We think they're just regular human beings that are attacking us. And the sponsor tells us that these are they call them armatures, maybe? Which confirms something that I think we've talked about before, which is the invaders that we fight at the school are created from real people. And apparently these are worth a lot more points than just killing regular old invaders. So Takumi makes the decision on the spot to kill them to help save Tsubasa and Yugamu, which obviously puts him into a very depressed state. He essentially tapped into the Eito side of himself. And so that's where we leave off. He's depressed in bed. Don't know how Tsubasa and Yugamu feel about him at the moment, but I'm guessing that they are both safe on the leaderboard. We haven't actually checked to be sure. Yeah, hoping to get to the end of this route. Don't know how much longer we have, but we'll see.
Takumi, are you up?
I could swear I just heard Nozomi's voice. I thought I was hallucinating, but then I could sense someone at my bedside.
The closing ceremony for round 3 just wrapped up. You saved Tsubasa. You did it, Takumi. Thank you for saving her.
I saved her life? As I heard the news, a single tear trickled from my eye. Thank goodness, I managed to protect the girl I love. I really did it.
Tsubasa's been in bed for a while, but I'm sure she'll be better soon. So you better get well soon too, okay? Everybody wants to see you.
Nozomi is being so optimistic and cheery. She must be trying to lift my spirits. But I need to face what I've done. Who was executed in round 3? Nozomi flinched after I asked in a strained voice.
It was Takamaru.
Oh, I mean, he's been a bastard this whole time, but I get the sense he probably saw the scores and decided to let Ima and Kako overtake him. Like, that's the type of Takamaru that I do like. He's just not shown that hardly at all. Like, yeah, he's been doing what he's been doing for Ima and Kako, but the way he's been treating Takumi has just been stupid.
I guess he gave all the invaders he found over to the twins. So he ended up in last place.
I see. That's a real Takamaru way to go out. He's always putting his friends first. He must be cursing me from the other side. He hated me so much and I ended up forcing him into last place.
No. Just before he was executed, he suddenly got so calm. He said he wanted to tell you he was sorry.
Sorry? To me?
He gave me a letter. I'll read it to you. Takumi, I'm sorry for all the horrible shit I did to you. I just hated you so damn much. But when I thought about it with a cool head, I couldn't even remember why I felt that way about you.
Well, son of a bitch, why did he have to die before he finally redeemed himself?
Maybe I was using my hatred for you to avoid confronting reality. Sorry I made you my scapegoat. I'm the only one to blame for everything. You don't gotta forgive me, but you gotta forgive Ima and Kako. Adios. That's the end of his message.
Takamaru. Takamaru! He was such a good guy. I always knew that, since we'd already survived 100 days together once, but why did things have to end up this way this time? Takamaru. 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 Ah! Ah! Nozomi ran her hands reassuringly over my back as I screamed my throat hoarse. Sleep. Wake up. Sleep. Wake up. I cycled quickly between sleep and wakefulness. What I did weighed on me too heavily when I was awake, so I would retreat back to the land of sleep in search of reprieve. I kind of get the sense this is going to be similar to the Ava route, where it did branch off from the second scenario route, but it still had like a full ending, where we did spend several days and we talked about all this different stuff directly related to the second scenario route. So this one probably won't relate directly to the killing game route anymore, just kind of where my mind's headed at the moment. That's what I think we're trying to do, which is why we're not really talking much about the killing game. But whenever I fell asleep, I'd dream of the day I killed those people. The memory of my hands covered in their blood would return. I flew out of bed, soaked in sweat, but even awake, I was still in hell. It was agony after agony, whether I was sleeping or awake, but I didn't try to pull myself out of the cycle. I can't run away from this pain. After all, this is what I... Just then.
Yahoo, Takumi! Still being antisocial in there.
Evening, Takumi. The two of us decided to sneak into your room in the dead of night. I could hear Yugamu and Dadami in the darkness. The two of them sat beside my bed and launched right into some casual small talk. You were probably hoping for Tsubasa. Unfortunately, she's not feeling so well right now. The mental shock caused her to develop a fever, but she's getting better, so don't worry.
Mistress Tsubasa is getting 24-hour personalized care for me, so there's nothing to worry about at all. I dabbed every nook and cranny of Mistress Tsubasa's body with a damp cloth. The lewd sight of Mistress Tsubasa's body flushed by fever. It was crazy erotic.
Takumi, you're the only one who can protect Tsubasa from the clutches of this perverted succubus. You better get up before something horrible happens.
You can just call me Dadami the Cuckold Maker.
The cuckold maker. Oh my god. Sometimes I read these lines and then it takes a second to click in my brain. I'm like, wait, what did I just say? They kept directing the conversation back to me. I wanted to answer, but I desperately resisted the urge. We brought Dadami to commune yesterday, but it was a total disaster. Dadami got way too excited by how cute she is.
Who could possibly keep their cool after seeing a cute little shrine maiden girl? How commune, light of my life, fire in my loins.
What?
I grabbed her and munched on those cute little ears. Even when she tried to fight me off with tears in her eyes, I munched without mercy.
Tadami was all over her, so Nozomi got jealous. Hearing them talk made me want to return to normalcy. But I can't go back. I can never go back. I took the lives of those people. I robbed them of the days that lay ahead of them. It wouldn't be fair if I just kept living a life of joy and pleasure. I can't allow it. I'm not going to get out of this bed. I'll stay here until I die. I need to wallow in the anguish of hell and die a dog's death. After all, this is the only way I can atone. This is the depression route. Ugh.
You're in an awfully sorry state, Takumi.
I heard another voice. It was Commune. Did she leave the hangar to come check on me?
Yukama told me everything. No wonder you're so worn out. You must have been quite shocked to find out the truth behind what you refer to as invaders.
Shock didn't even begin to cover it. My whole world had been turned upside down.
Takumi, as you've discovered, invaders were once human. The truth of the invaders is that they were combat organisms created from wounded soldiers and veterans. I never wanted to tell you this cold, painful truth.
So we've been fighting other humans all this time.
Yes, in a sense.
Which means the destruction on the surface isn't because of world death. It's the scars left from the ravages of war. The Tokyo residential complex we'd all been living in before must have been some kind of underground shelter then. Even if it is a war, we can't kill people.
It's true that you killed people, but you could view it as an act of salvation. The people you killed were poor soldiers fated to be turned into combat organisms in the near future. You allowed them to die as humans. You freed them from their fate of being turned into monsters. That's compassion, not evil. All things are ordained by God. Our scriptures say there is no such thing as destiny.
Commune tried desperately to reason with me, to free me from my guilt. And while I appreciated the thought, I didn't want to be freed. If I let myself forget what it felt like, I'm sure I'll just end up doing it again. I just had this horrible feeling that's what would happen. So I clung to my guilty conscience and decided to rot away here. It was only right. Son of a bitch. Not you. Anybody but you.
You're completely depressed, aren't you, Takumi?
I heard another voice. This time it was a sponsor.
Fair enough. I mean, you've been tainted by the act of murder. But it was splendid, the way you killed them so mercilessly. The noble knight burying his hands to protect the one he loves. You really are quite the romantic. It gives my life so much meaning to push romantics like you to commit mortal sins. You should see the look on your face. You look like a prisoner locked up in a dungeon.
Prisoner? Well, I am a criminal, so I deserve to die a miserable death in a filthy cell.
The knight awakens from his delusions of romance and confronts his crimes to discover that he is no more than a mere murderer. He must find himself hideous. He must be repulsed with himself. It must make him wish he was dead.
A murderer pretending to be a knight in shining armor. That describes me perfectly. I don't regret my choice, but I wish I was dead. They're right.
Oh, I only wish I could torture you now that you're so weak and fragile. But I can't. It's against the rules for the sponsor to touch you unprovoked. Damn it! Who made this ridiculous rule anyway? I want to play with you, Takumi. I guess that leaves me no choice. I'll just have to toy with your mental state. You're an evil murderer, and you think you're better than everyone else. Nobody likes you, everybody hates you. Might as well go eat worms.
God, why does... I'm getting like deja vu or something. Middle school? I mean, nobody called me a murderer, but the rest of it sounds really familiar. The sponsor kept childishly insulting me. Every time I fell asleep, I dreamed of the people I killed. They were ghosts, glaring at me in the darkness. And when I awoke, the ghosts would vanish. In their place was endless darkness. I'd go back to sleep and the ghosts would hover in the air once more. I'd wake up and they'd disappear. Every day repeated itself. Gradually, I started to be unable to discern if I was dead or alive. Oh, maybe. The night I killed them, I died with them. I kind of feel like this is either going to make or break Takumi in this ending. Either she's going to try to pick him up out of despair by reminding him of why he did this, or she's going to turn her back on him because of what he did, and that's going to just destroy him. Let's see. I hope it's not the second one.
Takumi.
I was on the verge of tears the moment I heard her voice. I wanted to leap out of bed and cling to her. It took everything in me not to act on that impulse.
I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner. I've been in bed all this time too. I'm sorry. You're in so much pain, and you shouldn't be. I'm sorry you had to do something like that because of me.
Plop, plop. I could clearly hear the sound of Tsubasa's tears hitting the floor.
Huh?
It's okay. I'm the one who did it. When someone does something wrong, they need to suffer for it.
No, you didn't do anything wrong, Takumi. The ones we really should be blaming are the people who put us in this horrible situation to begin with. We just got dragged here all of a sudden and forced to fight these enemies we didn't know anything about. Then this killing game started. It's all so confusing. You didn't do anything wrong.
Plop, plop. 2 teardrops fell onto my cheek. The girl I love is crying. I want to comfort her, but I can't touch her. My hands are too dirty. No, Tsubasa. There's no point trying to rationalize it. I can't run away from what I did. My hands tell the story. They're covered in blood. One that will never wash away. It wasn't about words or reason. My hands gave it away. They branded me as a criminal. Don't worry about me anymore. I'm evil. I don't belong with you guys. I wanted to get Tsubasa as far away from me as soon as possible. I didn't want to sully her with all the sin and death I brought with me. But she never made any attempt to leave my side.
Fine. If you think you're a criminal, so be it. Takumi the criminal. I'm fine with this new label of yours, so at least hear what I have to say about our future.
Our future?
I talked with Yugamu and Dadami earlier. We're never going to be able to go back to how it was before. Yugamu made Kyoshika drink poison. Dadami killed Hiriko. Even if we tried to live like normal in the complex, I think we'd suffer trying to readjust to peaceful lives.
She's right. We've strayed a long way from the lives we used to live. I couldn't face Mom or Dad. I couldn't go back to that life. Not that I even planned on trying. But Tsubasa, you're still clean. You can still go back.
Listen to me, Takumi. We'll live together as roommates when we get to the artificial satellite.
Roommates?
We'll rent out some cheap little detached home and all 4 of us criminals can live together in poverty. It might be hard for us to reintegrate into society when we get back from the war, but at least when we get home, we'll have the friends who went through it with us. I'm sure we can overcome anything as long as we are together.
Tsubasa's voice was lively as she described our future together.
We'll get part-time jobs so we can afford food and pay the bills. I need to start researching some cheap but tasty recipes right away. Oh, and we should get some cheap appliances from secondhand shops. Even total junk is no problem because I can fix it.
Tsubasa, what are you...
We'll be busy on weekdays, so we might not even get to see each other. We can make up for it by making sure we take weekends off together. We can rent some cheap DVDs and have an all-day watch party.
That very moment, I could clearly envision the life Tsubasa was describing. It was so vivid, almost like I could reach out and grab it.
I bet Dadumi won't want to watch anything except B-grade horror movies.
This is actually really starting to get to me. Like, I am trying to let the emotion sort of play out whenever I'm reading these lines. Because that's part of what I want to bring for my channel, just in general, when I do any sort of voicing characters, is I want to try to basically voice act, you know? I want to bring some of my acting chops into it if I can. So maybe that's part of why I'm starting to feel this, but I don't know. I think it's just very well written. So much of this is just, it's so real from Takumi's side. Granted, I've never done anything like what Takumi's done, but I feel like I can sympathize with that feeling of, I'm a horrible person. Why do I deserve any of this?
She and Yugamu will love it. We're gonna feel left out. But we'll still watch all of them to the end. Doesn't take much to convince us, huh?
Not to mention the fact that Tsubasa is just a wonderful character.
After we're done, we'll all clean up the popcorn Dadumi threw all over the place. We'll all sigh and laugh as we sweep. You'll say, "You made us waste our day off watching these garbage movies." And I'll say, "But I kind of enjoyed it."
An overwhelming feeling welled up as I played out the scene in my head. This feeling rising up inside of me. It was longing. I wanted this future. I wanted it so bad it hurt. No, 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 no! I can't start dreaming about the future. I can't let myself have a future after taking so many lives. It's not right. Go away. Go away. I frantically repeated these words in my head. Demons aren't allowed to dream about happy endings. Aww. Son of a bitch. I knew this timeline was gonna get to me. Oh, this is sweet. There's a warm sensation on my lips. Tsubasa's lips rested neatly atop mine. Her breath, her warmth, her hopes, her life. I felt all of it in my soul.
I just took half of your sins, Takumi. Guess that makes me a criminal too.
God, why is this like the sweetest story of the entire game? Since it's always been like Takumi and Nozomi since we started, and yet somehow Takumi and Tsubasa is like the best of all of them. I mean, even on the romance route, they had the best story. It was so natural.
And in exchange, I gave you half of my life.
The moment I heard those words, I truly felt like I'd been reborn. There was a faint warmth in my chest.
It's okay. You can make things right. I know you're a kind person, Takumi. So please, make my dream come true. Let's all be roommates.
After giving me another kiss on the cheeks, she suddenly jolted back.
Yeah.
Ah, no, I did it again. I kissed two people practically back to back. Am I just easy? Anyway, Takumi, get well soon. I'm out of here.
Tsubasa rushed out the door. The sound of her briskly shutting it behind her echoed in the room. The moment I heard that sound... Huh? It's time, Takumi. We're back. No more depression route. I'd unconsciously risen to my feet. My body was moving. My heart was telling me it still wanted to live. It was as if I'd never lost the will to keep going in the first place. I felt almost as if I wasn't myself. Right. I guess I'm half Tsubasa now. Tsubasa had breathed half of her life into me, and she'd taken on half of my sin, which meant...
Okay, Tsubasa. Let's do this.
Hell yeah! Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe this is going to be the rest of the killing game route. This is just a little detour into Takumi's depression state after killing Futurans. I'm the most horrible person to ever exist. A complete villain who kills people. Scum that doesn't deserve to live. Trash. The Grim Reaper. A demon. But that's exactly why I have to fight for my friends. I'll use these filthy hands to cradle Tsubasa's beautiful dream and keep it safe. And in order to do that...
I'm gonna finish this invader hunt. Once and for all.
Hell yeah! I think why I thought this was going to be a side thing is just because we skipped through like the round 3 execution and all of that. But I guess, to be fair, we have skipped through the past 2 executions as well. We were there and we were talked about it, but even so, they were pretty quick. But yeah, I think we're just continuing on. Sorry for worrying you guys. I'm fine now. The next morning, back on my feet, I called everyone to the hangar and apologized for being in bed for so long.
Takumi, thank goodness you're okay. You were so sad. There. I'll make you some porridge with egg later, okay?
No thanks on the porridge. I get the feeling Nozomi's been turning more and more sisterly ever since she started looking after Commune. Danami, Yugamu, you two came to visit me a lot. Thanks for cheering me up.
Too bad you didn't die so I could have Mr. Tsubasa all to myself.
You look so adorable in your catatonic state. I wanted to immortalize you in wax and use you to decorate my room. Thanks, Yugamu.
Hey, stop saying scary things or no dessert.
Seriously, stop with the big sister act.
Maybe everyone looks like Commune to her now.
I wanted to thank Commune too, but there's no sign of her. Maybe she was working on the escape pod. And last, but far from least, Tsubasa. She awkwardly averted her eyes. I guess she must be feeling embarrassed about what happened. I decided I would talk to her about it later, and looked to Yugamu. He urged me to keep talking with his eyes. Takumi, sorry to do this when you're just getting back, but we need to discuss what happens next right away. If we take too long, round 4 will start.
Round 4 will last from day 86 to day 100. Right now is our break. There's no way we're gonna do this a 4th time. Absolutely not.
We're all in agreement then. We're not participating in this invader hunt again. But if we want to leave the game, we're going to need to procure fuel for the escape pod somehow.
Fuel is in a large amount of cryptoglobin.
Commune said before we'd need the cryptoglobin from the strongest class of commanders. Strongest class of commanders? That Dalsha surely fits the bill. If we can't beat him and take his cryptoglobin, we'll definitely be able to launch the escape pod. But he was insanely strong.
Our attacks didn't do anything to him. I have PTSD from almost getting killed by him. Are you alright, Mr. Tsubasa? If you need someone to puke, aim for my face.
Gross. I can relate to your nausea. Dalsha's beyond powerful. How is it fair that his defense is enough to nullify every attack? He's the only one we can't just beat. Alone, that is. Alone? I wondered what he was implying, and just then...
Please, allow me to handle Dalsha.
Whoa, when did you get here?
Oh my god, the jailbait shrine maiden! It's so cute when you just show up like that. My sister's the cutest girl in the cosmos.
True enough, but more importantly, Commune, do you know anything about Dalsha?
Dalsha is one of the most renowned warriors in all of history. Naturally, word of his abilities spread throughout the land.
Then do you know how we can get through those impossible defenses of his?
Dalsha, he's permanently cloaked in a mist of divine blood, cryptoglobin. The blood he expels is the true form of his impenetrable defense. In order to damage him, you must first destroy his cloak of cryptoglobin.
Destroy it? How do we do that?
It's quite simple. Use poison. Pure divine blood is weak only to poison, even more so when it's exposed like that.
So we need to poison that works on cryptoglobin. We better figure that out. Wait, hold on. I could swear we already... Yep. Hey, Yugamu, you made a poison that works on cryptoglobin when you killed the previous sponsor, right? Could we use that to beat Dalsha? Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I've already given Commune the poison I made.
Yugamu's poison is quite well made. After I make a few improvements to it, it'll be able to break through Dalsha's impenetrable defenses.
Things are moving smoothly and quickly. If we keep this momentum going, we'll be able to take down Dalsha and get his cryptoglobin. But don't celebrate just yet. We have another foe who's a far bigger nuisance. Let me guess, the sponsor. I can't get a read on them at all. It's highly likely they'll insert themselves in our battle with Dalsha.
They might even have a more evil trick in store for us. Knowing them, they definitely do. Maybe we should take out the sponsor first? I want to kill Dalsha first. If we keep letting Grandpa wander around the old folks' home, it's not going to be pretty.
In short, we have two options right now. Target Dalsha or target the sponsor. And making that decision falls to me as team leader, I suppose. It so pains me to force you to make a decision while you're convalescing, but I would prefer it if our leader chose our course of action. Whatever you choose, we'll see it through to the end. Do we take care of Dalsha as soon as possible, or do we take out the sponsor first? If we get Dalsha's cryptoglobin, we can escape, but it's entirely possible the sponsor will throw something at us to stop us. Maybe we should start with the sponsor then? But I really would rather avoid a direct confrontation with them. We already know how to deal with Dalsha, but we don't even know who or what the sponsor really is. Dalsha or the sponsor? I have to make a choice. What am I going to do here? Oh, this is tough, because there's no real right answer here. Because the thing is, if we go after Dalsha first, then more than likely the sponsor will step in and take the cryptoglobin before we can use it as fuel, so that'll render our whole plan meaningless. But if we go after the sponsor first, they might just kill us. Both options seem to have their downfalls. But screw it, we're going after the sponsor first. Or else they're gonna ruin our plans for Dalsha. I still want to defeat the sponsor. They're the embodiment of evil. Unless we eradicate them from this world, they'll come back to haunt us again and again. I fell for their ruse and became a murderer. I can't let anyone else make the same mistake.
I totally agree with Takumi. I'll never forgive the sponsor for toying with us and exploiting our kindness. Never. Nobody gets away with harming my dear Takumi.
My dear Takumi, is there something we should know?
That was a joke. Just a joke. There's nothing going on between Takumi and me. Nothing at all, right? Right, Takumi?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Like not even a teensy little thing. Crush your hearts and hope to die. What sort of a follow-up question is that? I already said it was nothing. Although, I mean, if we're getting technical, there is this one thing.
Why are you telling him about that?
It just slipped out.
Blow up and die, you dumb normies. Only Takumi, though. What is happening? Why are Tsubasa and Takumi fighting all of a sudden? This is more of an expression of love. You'll understand when you're older.
Stop it. We have better things to do than tease me right now.
I think we should be talking about this even more. We all want to see you happy, Takumi.
What? See me happy?
You've been suffering all this time because you took on the toughest role among us. So when we see you happy, it gives us a sense of relief.
Basically, we wish for your happiness as much as you wish for ours. Didn't you know? We were all heartbroken for all those days because you were out of commission. We'll fight the sponsor for daring to inflict so much pain on you just for kicks.
Because making you happy is the only reason we're even fighting.
Aw, that's sweet. In that moment, I knew in my heart that we could beat the sponsor. With friends like this behind me, I could overcome any cunning or intrigue the sponsor threw at me. This time, we'll succeed. The sponsor is going down. We all exchanged glances and nodded. I vowed to myself that we would defeat the sponsor. Okay, we need to firm up our strategy. If you'll all kindly accompany me to the biolab.
Why the biolab?
There's something I need to show everyone. Something critical to our plan and to beating the sponsor. Yugamu led us all to the biolab. Damn it, Yugamu, are you coming up with more plans that are gonna kick ass and take names? Cause holy shit, man. I swear he just carries us sometimes. Here you go. Take a look at these. Yugamu retrieved some things from a shelf and laid them on the desk.
Eek! These are dismembered parts of a dead body?
Yes, indeed. I went around collecting them from all over the schoolyard while we were on our little break. A dismembered body in the schoolyard? Whose is it? There's no mistaking it. These are the body parts of the first sponsor, the one who self-destructed on the last day of the second round. They blew themselves up to hide their identity after they realized the poison was lethal. That must be why some of these body parts are charred. Anyway, I analyzed these assorted remains the other day, and I discovered something very intriguing. This body had already been dead for several years. Years? But the sponsor only self-destructed 20 or so days ago. I was surprised too. I convinced myself I must have made a mistake. So I checked again and again, but the result was always the same. Every corpse had been dead for at least a few months, sometimes years. So my final conclusion was this. The sponsor's true identity was a dead body.
Dead body? You mean they were a zombie?
Think about it. Doesn't it make a lot of what we knew about them make sense? They didn't need to eat or sleep. They kept coming back even when we killed them. That's like the textbook definition of a zombie. I don't know, it sounds too outrageous to me. You think it's impossible, right? But how many impossible things have we already witnessed since coming to this academy? There's probably an actual person controlling these dead bodies using hemoanima. That would explain why the sponsor had so many bodies at their disposal. They were all corpse puppets.
And they could grab as many dead bodies as they wanted from a cemetery or something.
That's what the first sponsor really was. An army of dead bodies. This idea could also explain why they organized the invader hunt in the first place. What do you mean? By making us slaughter invaders by the dozen, the sponsor would get their prime pick of dead bodies. Then they could create as many spares as they wanted.
They were powering themselves up by making us create dead bodies for them?
Exactly. To the sponsor, we're just corpse-churning contractors. That's why the rules of the hunt are fairly lenient toward the players. It was set up in such a way to ensure the sponsor wouldn't lose too many of their contractors all at once.
Only executing one player per round did seem kind of half-assed to me.
And the duration of each round suddenly went up to 15 days, slowing down the pace of the executions.
the point distribution system was to help us stay alive for longer as well. Because of that, we were able to hunt together in teams.
All so that we could create as many dead bodies as possible.
Ah.
We've been dancing to that zombie's morbid tune, and it irks the hell out of me.
Do you think the second sponsor's also a corpse puppet?
Odds are deathly high. They claim to be the sponsor's successor, but they're likely just one of the many corpses the first sponsor still has at their disposal. This is mind-boggling. The sponsor's been using us all this time to create dead bodies that they then turn into zombies? But wait. A blood-curdling possibility suddenly flashed across my mind. If the sponsor could control dead bodies. Yugamu, if the sponsor's ability is to control corpses, could they use our friends' bodies as well?
What if they raid Kiyoshika's grave or steal Kurata's body?
Gaku and Eito's bodies are in danger as well. We've left them in the morgue. The sponsor could have easily stolen them from under our noses.
It's just inhuman, using their bodies even after they've died.
Let's go check the graves and morgue immediately. We need to make sure the bodies are all accounted for. We all turned at once and started to dash out of the lab when... Whoa, chill out, guys. Yugamu stopped us, his arms outstretched across the doorway. I've already secured our friends' remains. Secured them? Where? In their own dignified coffins, in my room. Since we're on the subject, come and pay your respects. We hesitantly headed to Yugamu's room. Inside, we saw... Interesting. Yugamu's room was packed from wall to wall with coffins. It looked more like a morgue than a bedroom now.
Where's your furniture? Your bed?
I dismembered and disposed of them.
Of course he did.
I figured these guys' eternal sleep was more important than mine, you know?
What are the little... are those chains? What is that on top of it?
Thank you, Yugamu, for protecting their bodies all by yourself.
Alright, so what we do know about this is we obviously know the Gi. Like, the Gi Queen tends to take over dead bodies. So I guess probably the Gi Queen was controlling one body during the first and second round. And then obviously the rest of the bodies were probably just Gi minions, more than likely. Maybe from across several different timelines. Because from what we've seen, the Gi Queen is the only one that seems to have any sort of consciousness. Whereas the Gi minions are essentially just raving animals, like the one that took over Takamaru's body and they went all wild and ravenous. So anyone that's like talking coherently, I get the sense is probably just a regular Gi Queen. So is it going to be another Gi Queen that's in charge here at the end? And even if that is the case, where this whole game has just been for the sake of creating more bodies for them to take over, then why haven't they? Or maybe they have and they're just hiding them somewhere, but I don't know. It feels like we haven't really seen any of the invaders anymore, so where are they? Are they just being taken over and stored in one big place?
I'm so glad they're safe.
Yeah. You did great. Once the invader hunt is over, we'll give them a proper reburial.
Yugamu, what are those things on top of the coffins?
Yeah, I can't really tell even with this closer look.
The bombs from inside their bodies.
Oh,
I surgically removed them when I brought them here.
interesting.
It didn't feel right to leave something so sickening inside them.
Can't believe
Even
that's
in
what the
death, you know?
bombs look like. It's a very interesting design.
Yugamu.
I could feel my tears welling up at Yugamu's kind consideration. He was probably more repulsed by the bombs than ever, having been blown up by one himself the other day. We all stood before the coffins to pay our respects before leaving Yugamu's room. The moment we stepped out of Yugamu's room onto the rooftop, we heard an unexpected voice. Hey! Do you guys have a minute?
Long time no see, everyone.
Ima and Kako? Well, you two are an unusual sight around here. To what do we owe the honor? I could already feel tensions rising. We exchanged knowing glances and prepared ourselves to fight if we needed to. Nobody could tell what these two were thinking. They even injured Nozomi during the Ava incident before. No need to be so wary. We're here to offer you our unconditional surrender.
Right, like a white flag.
Kako raised both hands as a sign of surrender. So, you're not going to antagonize us anymore? I mean, it's not like we can beat you guys, right?
And now, Takamaru is dead.
There's really no point competing against you the way things are right now. In fact, we were hoping we could join you. Sounds like a good deal for you.
After all those terrible things you said to Takumi.
I'm not expecting you to welcome us for free, of course. I come bearing a gift. What kind of gift? My life. I'll stay in last place all through the next round and die. In exchange, I ask that you keep my dear sister safe when I'm gone. What?
Brother dearest, what are you talking about?
I'll even let you lock me in that cage in the courtyard if you doubt my insincerity. Then I'll die in the same cage Ava once occupied. Poetic justice for my attempted murder of her, don't you think?
Ima. Brother dearest, no. How can I live without you?
Come now, sister dearest, this is the way it should be.
It's an unspoken rule that an older brother takes the place of his sister when she faces certain death.
I don't know if I believe this or not. Maybe it's just because I still don't really like Ima, but I feel like he's always plotting something. Very conniving in that way. Ima's words made me remember what Ava said just before she died. Yes, we saw this. A loving heart that moves someone to give their life to protect another. Completely contrary to what the killing game stood for. And that was why. It's fine. You can both join our team. Really? Yeah. Takamaru asked me to forgive you two anyway. I'm so grateful, Mr. Sumino. I will die as promised, so please take care of my dear... On one condition. Ima, you are prohibited from dying. You need to survive too. What? Hold on, Mr. Sumino. If I survive, someone else has to die. No. Nobody has to die. We're going to put an end to this game. Don't worry. As long as we remain united, the sponsor will be no match for us. Seems like someone's developed a killer new attitude since we saw him last. But that's how our leader should be.
I feel like we're letting these two off too easy, but I'm good if Takumi is. Ima, Kako, let's put our past behind us and work together for the future. Gross. I usually can't stand cringy stuff like this, but I'll let this one slide. It'll be a change from all that awkwardness at least.
To be fair to the others, we all fell for the sponsor's ploy to divide and conquer. Now we're finally united as one again. The pride of the Special Defense Unit is at stake. Let's take down that sponsor. Our newfound unity made us all the more determined to fight against our enemy. We'd carry on the will of those who had passed before us, and do what needed to be done. Alright, let's get this meeting started. Needless to say, we're here to discuss how to bring down the sponsor once and for all. I shot Yugamu a glance and he took over. To beat the sponsor, we'll first have to deal with the 3 deadly weapons they wield. First of all, their suit. As you all know by now, it has the ability to negate hemoanima-based attacks. None of our superhuman attacks will even scratch it.
Technology that nullifies the power of divine blood? The inventor must be a real wizard. But it's crazy weak against physical attacks. Anyone can destroy it with a regular weapon.
We still don't really know where these suits or the teleporter even came from, because the Futurans don't seem to know anything about it either, so how did it end up here? Yeah, we broke through it before with a simple crossbow. It's not all that tough. We shot holes in the first sponsor's suit some 50 nights ago, but damaging it wasn't the real problem. The sponsor has 2 other weapons at their disposal. The bees are especially lethal. If we so much as touch the sponsor, they'll swarm around us and attack us.
Just like when they kill the others by sucking their blood dry.
Mr. Yakushiji was killed by those accursed bugs too.
Why are those bees still here in the school after the change of sponsors?
Likely because they aren't servants to a specific sponsor. They serve the invader hunt itself.
So long as the game continues, we'll have to live in fear of those bees.
It's not like the bees are invincible, though. Remember, we also have one of the sponsor's suits. The bees can't touch anyone who's wearing it. But here comes our biggest problem. The sponsor's 3rd weapon. A deadly new weapon they've somehow gotten their hands on. The detonator for the bombs inside us.
Being held back by bombs in our bodies is such a killing game cliche at this point. It's starting to feel like deja vu.
There were 7 buttons on that controller. Each button had an image of one of us on it. They probably did that so they wouldn't accidentally press the wrong button in the heat of the moment. It ensures the right person gets taken out before they attack the sponsor. This third weapon's maybe the worst of all. With that around, we can't even get close.
Hey, I know. What if I attack the sponsor while wearing this suit? Nozomi, what is this nonsense? Are you still trying to die? No, this isn't a suicide mission. In fact, I think the odds are in my favor. Think about it. There's no one better than me to do the job, because I don't have a bomb in my body.
Oh right, you're not an official member, so... Nozomi came to the academy of her own free will. She basically snuck in without even the people in charge noticing. Unlike us, she hadn't had the bomb implanted in her while she was unconscious. Even so, was it a good idea to put Nozomi in such great danger? Even if we did beat the sponsor by risking her life. I'd say building a strategy around Nozomi is feasible. It negates one of the sponsor's weapons. That's big.
So I can do it?
But even if we risked your life to beat the sponsor, would that really end the game? Beat the sponsor, beat the game! Oh no! The sponsor's actually still alive! That's been the flow of events so far.
Right. Another successor might show up. We've got an army of zombies after all. Creating successors out of dead bodies is too freaky, even for me. But didn't the sponsor mention they only had one body right now?
Yes. Obviously that was a lie. Why would they show their hands so easily? We should assume the sponsor still has multiple bodies. It's pointless to kill just the one we can see. How about if we find and kill the person controlling them? There being one person in control was just a theory. Even if I was right, where would this person be? How could we find them?
Ugh, the sponsor's like a roach that can't be squished.
Tsubasa suddenly raised her voice in frustration.
They should just drop dead already. Why won't this game end? Don't be sad, Mr. Tsubasa. It's basically stylistic form for killing games to drag on and on. Stylistic form? Ever notice how killing games in movies or comics never seem to end once they get started? The players exploit a loophole and think they've won, only to find themselves at the start of another game. They beat the mastermind and think it's finally over, only for the true mastermind to show up. It sounds like you're describing the invader hunt. Yeah, because so far as killing games go, this hunt's about as cliche as they come. I mean, have you seen the rules?
There's no clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. I bet the sponsor's hoping it'll drag on forever. Oh, just knock me out now.
She's got a point, actually.
I prefer killing games that start and end with a bang. Oh, my recent Rex include.
Datami proceeded to go on a tangent about killing game reviews and theories, but I'd already tuned out by then. But there was something she said earlier that I couldn't get out of my mind. There's no clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. She was right. There's nothing in the rules about us winning. For some odd reason, that statement stuck in my mind, even though I couldn't figure out for the life of me why it seemed so important.
Takumi, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just thinking about something. I ignored the odd sensation and focused on continuing the discussion. Let's put our heads together to come up with a way to beat the sponsor and prevent another one from showing up. We talked over different ideas right until nighttime, but still couldn't come up with anything viable. Our break time ends tomorrow. The fourth round would start in 2 days. I didn't want to play this game anymore. I'd been hoping we could take out the sponsor before it started, but getting flustered now solves nothing. I should just go to bed. I slipped into bed and lay down with every intention of sleeping. But it was not to be. My mind was still actively thinking about Datami's words from the afternoon, and sleep had all but fled from me. We just saw this! I didn't know why I was so hung up on that one point, and I still couldn't find an answer no matter how hard I thought about it. Eventually I finally started drifting off. Because I fell asleep with the lights on, my sleep was shallow that night, but I did dream. In those dreams, I relived the events that had occurred ever since the sponsor showed up. Oh my god! The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. Oh. I almost wonder, because I had the thought of whenever they were talking about the pictures being on the button so they don't press the wrong one. I almost said this at the time, but now I'm wondering if this is where this is going to go. if somebody attacks in the suit, pretending to be one person, and he presses their button to blow up their bomb, but then it kills somebody else, they wouldn't have just cause for killing that person. So maybe that's how we get around this. That's my current theory. We'll see if that's where this is going. I was right about Yugamu and his plan to poison the sponsor, so if I call this one too, I'm gonna feel pretty smart. The forceful ending of the game was the one thing that could be construed as player victory. Maybe that was why I got so hung up on what Dadami said, because a player victory condition actually did exist. The next scene to flash across my mind was Yugamu being blown up by the second sponsor. The invader hunt didn't end then, even though they murdered a player. That was because Yugamu attacked the sponsor first, so punishing him for that was considered just cause. The current sponsor carried that terrible remote control capable of blowing us up everywhere they went. The scene changed and I saw the bodies of our friends that Yugamu had secured. The bombs on the top of the coffins. Yugamu had surgically removed them post-mortem. He was blown up by one himself. He must have abhorred their very existence. This terrifying weapon was tucked away in the bodies of all my friends. Next, the memory of Ima and Kako asking to join our team surfaced in my mind. Ima declared that he would die on behalf of Kako. His determination touched me. Just then. I sat up in bed, suddenly wide awake. I found it! I found it! I'd had an epiphany while sifting through those memories in my dreams. I found a way to end this game! I ran out of my room and went to wake up Yugamu and Dadami. What is it, Takumi? It's the dead of night, you know.
Yeah, what did you want? I was just about to go visit Mr. Tsubasa in her room.
Listen, guys, I finally found it. I found a way to end the invader hunt. You mean you found a way to definitively kill the sponsor? No, we're not going to kill the sponsor. We're going to end the game.
What now? Is there any difference?
As different as chalk and cheese. Conflating the two is our first mistake.
Takumi, chalk and cheese taste pretty much the same.
That tracks. I shared my new strategy with my friends. Their reaction? That does sound like it could be worth a try.
But it's Yugamu's handiwork that'll make or break the whole thing. You sure it's gonna work?
I'm sure. He's already taken out 6 of those things. You could probably do it blindfolded by now, right? I've never done it on a living patient before, okay? Don't come crying to me if I end up killing you instead. It doesn't matter. We can keep coming back with the Revivomatic until you get it right. You're making this sound like some peaceful picnic. Well, I'll give it a try. It's the job of a leader's aide to pander to his every whim and fancy, after all. We don't have much time, so let's start this right away. I need you two to come with me to the biolab. We quietly and stealthily made our way to the biolab, taking care not to be discovered by the sponsor. Okay, so he's not going to make the sponsor think that the person in the suit is somebody else. I think what they're going to do, they're going to take the bomb out of one person, have somebody else be holding the bomb, and so whenever he goes to detonate that person's bomb, instead he'll blow up somebody else, which will break that rule. Take off your clothes and lie down on the table over there. Or we're just going to possibly switch the bombs. That could be another possibility. Dadami and I complied with Yugamu's instructions, stripping down with our backs to each other.
I have to let 2 boys see me naked? Gross. I might as well go the whole 9 yards and start making the old face now.
Come on, this is an emergency. It's not like we've got any ulterior motives.
So says the pervert, trying to sneak glances at my boobs.
I am not looking at your boobs.
I'm gonna tell Mr. Tsubasa about this.
I wasn't looking. I didn't see anything. Definitely didn't see that birthmark.
I knew it.
You ready? Then let's do this. Oh, but first, some anesthetic. Yugamu poked a syringe into my neck as I lay on the table. There was a sharp prickling pain for a moment, and then my vision turned blurry. I began to feel lightheaded and...
You did it, Yugamu! You did it!
And we're just still here naked.
Great! Now I'm damaged goods. On the bright side, this scar makes it look like I was in an epic sword fight or something. A scar on the back would have been a swordsman's shame.
And this is when Tsubasa walks in and is like,
What the hell are you doing, Takumi?
no, it's not what it looks like, I swear.
Removing that thing from a living body was certainly different. I was out of my element. Anyway, Better put your clothes on. The opening ceremony for the 4th round is about to begin.
We quickly got dressed, hiding the large scars on our chest under our clothes. And then... here we go!
Good morning, people of Last Defense Academy.
Good morning, Vietnam!
The 4th round of the Invader Hunt will now begin. Gather at the Leisure Lounge so I can explain the rules.
This is it. It's do or die time. Actually, it's do and die time.
Yugama and I are going ahead and tell the others about the plan. Come join us when you're ready, Takumi.
Yeah, I'll be right there. After parting ways with Dadami and Yugama, I went back to my room and got changed. Once that was done, we'll see if this works. We all dashed to the Leisure Lounge. It was time for our showdown.
Finally! Although, what's with that getup of yours?
Sponsor seemed a little confused by my appearance. It was only natural since I was wearing the same thing they were. I stood before them in the suit that Hiriko had retrieved at the cost of her life.
Takumi, why are you dressed like that?
What's going on, Takumi? Everyone else looked equally confused. That was the act they were supposed to be putting on.
I smell a big fat rat. Is this your version of a taunt? Coming here in that suit can only mean one thing, am I right?
That depends on your response. I answered the sponsor in a calm, quiet voice. One question for you, sponsor. You've been hounding and pestering me ever since you showed up. Why?
I thought I told you before. It's because you're the most entertaining one here. You're such a little goody-goody, which also makes you capable of the cruelest decisions. There are goody two-shoes who would happily step into the most disgusting puddle of filth to protect someone if they could. I just knew you would provide top-class entertainment if I pushed you into a corner, and that's exactly what you did. Are you here and still stain with the blood of those people you murdered in cold blood? Serial killer Takumi?
You know what this laugh reminds me of? Yzma as a cat at the end of Emperor's New Groove. The sponsor's jarring laughter echoed throughout the room. Okay, now's the perfect time to act angry. I'm glad you were so entertained, and I hope you're ready for more. Let's see how funny you find this! Wait, Mr. Sumino, what are you thinking? That's against the rules.
Down, Takumi, down! You can't be serious about this. Don't do it, Takumi.
Everyone tried to stop me. Of course, this was all part of the act, too. We needed them to make it seem like I was acting on my own, totally independent from the others. That was the scene we were trying to present to the bees hovering above. Let go! I've made up my mind! I have to do this! I shook off the pleas of the others. The sponsor has to pay for what they did! For making me kill other humans! Ah! I charged at the sponsor full speed, a knife in my hand. Bees swooped toward me with a familiar cacophony of beating wings. Obviously, they meant to suck the blood of the rule breaker dry. But their stingers couldn't penetrate the suit I was wearing. I raised the knife. The suit could repel any cryptoglobin-based attacks, but was weak against physical attacks. Even a knife should be able to break through it.
You really didn't think this through, Takumi. Have you forgotten my other weapon?
The sponsor took out the remote control.
Sheesh, I was hoping you could entertain me for a while more before you broke. Alas, all good things must come to an end. So long, Takumi. Let's play again in our next lives.
Click! Sponsor pressed the detonation button for the bomb in my body. Kaboom! But I wasn't the one who got blown up.
Dadumi!
Instead, it was Dadami. That's clever, man. Dadami and I will exchange the bombs in our bodies. When I violate the rules, the sponsor will press the button for my bomb. But when they do that, the one who actually explodes will be Dadami, who hasn't broken any rules at all. Right, that will fulfill the victory condition of this game. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. That's how we win. Will the sponsor really honor that rule, though? They could just change it on the spot. Between the two of them, the sponsors have tampered with the rules of the hunt plenty already. That's true. The rules seem more like guidelines than anything else, but I have a feeling this one is set in stone. When I was laid up in the bed before, the sponsor came to my room. I wish I could torture you myself, but alas, that would be against the rules. They sounded genuinely sad when they said that. So, this is a rule not even the sponsor with all their authority can change. I think so. The moment they blow up Dotomy instead of me, something will happen. I didn't know how, but the sponsor would be heavily punished. That would give us the opportunity we needed to beat them.
Hold up. You're talking like it's a given I'll get blown up in your place. Why's it gotta be me? It doesn't matter who does it, right? Can you use Ema or one of those other guys?
Hey!
No, you have to be the one. It absolutely has to be you, I've decided.
Yo! And why's that?
Because you got to kiss Tsubasa before me.
So it's just a personal grudge? You're the normie who needs to blow up and die.
Why do you care? We'll bring you back with a Revive-O-Matic right away.
Of course I care. This mouth that kissed Lady Tsubasa's delicate lips will be destroyed.
Good, you home wrecker. Those lips are mine. What just happened here? You're kidding me, Takumi, but in a good way. That's the sort of high-handedness I expect from a successful leader. I thought he had some real reason, but it was something so stupid like that. Once I ascertained the bomb had gone off, I took off the suit and stormed toward the sponsor. That was against the rules. You broke the rules, sponsor. Blowing up Dotomy when she didn't do anything at all. That's a grave violation.
You killed Miss Amamiya. Yeah, give her back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, give her back to us.
What the? You're back already? For a while, the sponsor said nothing as we surrounded and hurled accusations at them.
You really had me fooled.
Eventually, they let out a subdued sigh.
Darn it! I totally miscalculated. You switched the bombs in your bodies, huh? When I pressed the detonator, I ended up hurting Dotomy without a just cause. You're right, I've broken the rules of the game. So you see. Therefore, I officially surrender.
Okay. But what does that mean?
That's it?
No mortified denials, sloppy excuses, death pleas, nothing at all.
Huh?
I thought you brought out at least one desperate gambit.
What am I supposed to do? Have you seen the state of my unbeatable weapons?
We followed the sponsor's glance to the ceiling.
Huh?
Interesting. I wonder how the bees were programmed, though. Like, are they just Gi minions, or... Because Yugamo said they're real bees, they've just been powered up with Hemoanima, so how are they programmed with these rules using Hemoanima? It doesn't make any sense.
The bees are falling. Are they dead?
Those bees are like embodiments of the game itself. Since the game's over now, of course they're going to die too.
Plop, plop. One after another, the bees dropped to the ground. Finally, the last one fell and they were all dead.
See, I have nothing to fight with now. Feel free to do whatever you want to me.
You're definitely not getting off easily, but before that, show us your true face and tell us who you really are.
It must be a zombie, right?
Or a monster that looks even more hideous. I'm going to take off your suit now. Resist and you die, understand?
What's the point in resisting now? Go ahead.
Yugamo quickly and skillfully started removing the suit from the sponsor's body. Who's it gonna be? Because obviously I'm going to use the voice changer again, so it might be difficult to tell. For the first sponsor, I was just kind of doing like a, I don't know, like a game show announcer voice. Kind of something like this. Almost Sire, but with more oomph, I suppose. For this one, I was actually doing Ato's voice, because that's kind of my guess, especially with the idea that they're so cruel. We'll see. Soon, we would see the face of the person who'd been tormenting us for days on end. Open sesame. Yugamo tore the suit and helmet off from the sponsor in one breath. What? Everyone was dumbfounded by the face that had been hiding beneath the suit. I couldn't believe it. It was him all this time? But how is it possible? I called it! Oh, I called it! Like, I can't prove it. Actually, you know what? I still have the last recording session when I first started doing this voice. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna show that scene with the voice changer off and show I've been using Ato's voice this entire time. You're still alive? Oh no, the last sponsor is dead as a doornail. I'm an entirely different person, and don't you forget it. What the hell was happening? Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the sponsor successor, but you can just call me sponsor too. Because I mean, I had the idea that it might be Ato because the last sponsor was talking about how ugly we looked, but I don't know, just something about this one in particular, especially how they were described as so cruel and wicked or whatever the words were now. I just had it in my mind, I'm like, this could be Ato. And so that's why I was using that voice this whole time. Oh, I'm proud of myself. Ato, you're still alive?
Hello, Takumi. Guess my secret's out. I was really hoping I could play the sponsor for a little while more.
No way! Ato?
Huh?
Don't tell me you're a zombie.
Did his dead body revive somehow?
No, his body is still secured in my room. He couldn't have come back from the dead.
Then, as someone else disguised as Ato.
I couldn't believe Ato Aotsuki was standing before us again, but there was no mistaking his malicious presence. You're really the real Ato. It's been a while since we spoke face to face like this, hasn't it, Takumi? I am indeed Ato Aotsuki, in the flesh. Not the Ato Aotsuki you know, though. I've come from another, slightly different world. My thoughts were thrown into confusion. How could Ato still be alive? How did he become the sponsor? And as the second sponsor, how was he connected to the first? You look completely flabbergasted. Wouldn't you like to know who I really am?
That goes without saying. Spit it out already. You have no right to remain silent. Just what kind of alternative universe did you come from? Why did you make Takumi do that to all those people in the mansion?
We surrounded Ato and bombarded him with questions. Calm down, everyone. Don't worry, I'll tell you anything you want to know. I was surprised. He actually promised to answer our questions without leaving us hanging. Except, I just have one condition.
What is it?
I'll only answer questions from Takumi, and we have to be alone. No answers if anyone else is there. What? Why do I have to be stuck somewhere alone with you? Is that a no? Do you really want to turn this offer down? It's the biggest chance you get to get the information out of me, team leader. You've got a lot of nerve. We can always squeeze that information out from you through my various torture techniques. Oh, you're not much of a professional assassin if you can't tell torture won't work on someone like me, Yugamu. I've already made up my mind. I'll only talk when I'm alone with Takumi. You're still trying to toy with me at this stage?
Why are you so obsessed with Takumi anyway?
Why wouldn't I be mean to him, after all? You're the version of you that killed me, aren't you? I did kill Ato, or so I thought. How could he be standing before me again now? So this is all about revenge? You even became the sponsor of the killing game to... Not really, but I just couldn't get over it, you know. How you off the other me like you were stamping out a pest to be exterminated, looking oh so righteous while you were at it. I wanted to make sure you came to terms with your true vile nature. Then you'd never feel inclined to act self-righteous again. How does it feel to be even worse serial killer than me, Takumi? Just for that? You made me kill those people just for that? Now that's an expression better suited to a disgusting creature like you. Are you in utter anguish yet? I took over the killing game from the previous sponsor so I could see you looking tortured by guilt and desperation. The game may be over, but my fun has only just begun. Because now it's your responsibility to interrogate me. I wanted to kill Ato again, right there and then, to avenge my friends who died in the game. But I knew I couldn't. We needed the information he had.
It's starting to smell more and more like the multiverse theory's true. This Ato came from another timeline, right?
Does that mean he knows how to travel between timelines?
Can we see Takamado alive again if we go to another timeline?
If this Ato really did come from a different timeline, the information he held was priceless. We could solve our most immediate problems by learning how to travel between timelines from him. We wouldn't have to fight Dalsha or struggle to get the escape pod started up. Nobody else needed to die. But to get that information, shall we have a little chat, Takumi? You have to tell me what I want to know first. Like the sensation you felt when you killed those people. The feeling of bathing in the warm blood of your victims. That squelching sound was so nice and satisfying, wasn't it? In that moment, the faces of those people suddenly surfaced in my mind, clear as day. The faces of those people I had killed. My breathing quickened and I broke out in a cold sweat. Eito really did have the potential to be the best assassin in the world. His ability to drive people into dead ends and make them wish they were dead with words alone was unparalleled. It's not so bad to be caught if I can get to see you looking like that. But I'm nowhere near done yet. Don't think you can get away from that ugly soul of yours for even a moment. I'll be sure to remind you of your sin from now on, every single day. I could feel the strength leaving my body as Eito laughed at the top of his voice. And to think I thought I'd finally be able to relax after defeating the sponsor and ending the game. I was wrong. My real suffering was only just beginning. After killing Eito, he came back with a firm hand on my ankle, ready to drag me down into hell with him. My killing game wasn't over yet. Oh, Tsubasa! Oh my gosh. Damn. Holy shit. It happened so quickly I barely knew what was going on. Tsubasa picked up the knife I had dropped, lunged forward, and slit Eito's throat with it.
Tsubasa!
Don't you dare bully Takumi.
Aww.
My sweet Takumi. Tsubasa. Anyone who dares to hurt him is going to have to answer to me.
You, all of you, are such ugly monsters. Eito coughed up blood and collapsed on the ground. And within a few seconds, he'd stopped breathing. Damn, Tsubasa. Tsubasa! I ran over and held her in a tight embrace.
I'm sorry. We were supposed to ask him for more information, but I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't bear to see you in so much pain.
No need to apologize, Tsubasa. If you hadn't jumped in, I'd have done the same thing. 3 cheers for Miss Koana. The sponsor got what was coming to him and it feels so good.
Vengeance for Takamaru. Someone like that doesn't deserve to live. I approve of anything Mr. Tsubasa does. Besides, this is a perfect end to a killing game.
The perfect end?
Killing games just love to drag out the story for as long as possible and then suddenly drop the ending on you with zero fanfare. You know, without answering any of the subplots it was alluding to the whole time, it's not a real killing game these days if it doesn't end super abruptly. That's why this is the perfect end to our killing game. I'm here all day for it.
And so the invader hunt ended abruptly, in a perfect killing game style, 60 days after it began. As relieved as I was, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't bothered by the many unanswered questions it left behind. But there was no time for us to run around trying to solve those mysteries now. The game was over, and that meant we had more important matters to deal with. With our eyes keenly focused on the prize of a true happy ending, we quickly moved toward our next objective.
Unfortunately, Eito Atsuki's cryptoglobin is not strong enough to power the pod.
Right, I didn't think it would be that easy. We drained all of the blood out of Eito's body and pumped it into the escape pod's fuel tank, but it still wasn't enough.
Even though he's so strong, Eito's cryptoglobin is totally useless.
If you really think about it, 80% of his strength came from those bees.
Speaking of the bees, I've analyzed the remains and discovered something. They're a type of combat organism, or skull invader to use your name for them.
So those bees used to be human? Oh, so somebody used one of those machines that creates the invaders and created those bees instead? Interesting.
I hypothesized that the first sponsor found and attacked a combat organism factory. From there, they must have coerced the manufacturers into creating these bee-like units with enhanced power and functionality.
But why did the bees die all at once when the sponsor broke the rules?
Perhaps because of a divine pact to prevent the sponsor from harming the participants without due cause.
Divine pact?
A wish made to God, if you will. Do you not also offer something in return when making a wish to your God? I'll be a good girl, so please let Father's surgery be a success. Things like that.
So in this case, I won't harm the players without due cause, so please grant these bees great strength. The sponsor, no, the people who built these bees made a wish like that.
And God granted them that wish? So God really exists? The strong belief that he exists is the key. Divine blood grows in strength by binding itself to emotions, and the strongest feeling in the world is devotion.
God, you say? That scale's too grand for a little guy like me to comprehend. Just who was that first sponsor anyway?
They're still completely shrouded in mystery. Sorry guys, if I hadn't killed Ato.
It wasn't your fault, Tsubasa. Nobody's trying to blame you for anything.
That's right. We're all really grateful for what you did. Mr. Tsubasa, can I comfort you with the longest, deepest kiss you've ever had? Can I? I really want to.
Let's just forget about Ato. The killing game's over now anyway. If the first sponsor was a zombie like we had theorized, it was still possible they could come back at some point. However, the bees that had been their strongest weapon were dead now. Without those bees, we could definitely take out the sponsor by ourselves. There was nothing to be afraid of anymore. What we need right now is more cryptoglobin to fully power the escape pod. And we have the perfect candidate for who can provide us with that. Right, the Squad Zero Commander, Dalsha. We have to find a way to beat him and take his cryptoglobin. Commune, have you finished developing that poison that can help with that?
Who do you think I am? It was already done and dusted a while ago. So we can beat Dalsha now? Indeed, so long as you proceed with caution. My poison will break down his invincible defense, but Dalsha will still be a formidable foe.
We have to come up with a foolproof strategy to beat him when he shows up at the academy, whenever that may be. After our meeting, we started preparing for our battle against Dalsha. And then, when night fell... And there, I finally got the fire started, everyone!
I cast fire.
We lit a bonfire in the schoolyard as a memorial for all our friends who had lost their lives in the invader hunt. Closing our eyes, we observed a moment of silence and mourning.
Kiyoshika, Moko, Kurata, Ava, our fight against the sponsor is finally over. Mother, may you rest in peace. Have no fear. My sister and I will be fine by ourselves.
Sorry for making you ingest that poison, Kiyoshika. I hope this fire can ease some of your pain. Thank you for protecting us, Mr. Yakashiji.
We're only alive because of you. Thank you for sacrificing yourself to save us too, Shoma. Mistress Hideko, thanks for daring to hang out with someone like me. Thanks for being my friend.
Hideko, we did it. You protected us all. If Hideko hadn't set up the anti-sponsor alliance, we'd have all perished in the invader hunt. Not just her. Everyone else who died after her became lights of hope that guided the 8 of us to where we are now. We mourned the souls of those who had died in this game for many hours. But we knew we couldn't mourn forever. We still had a war to fight. Alright everyone, it's time to dry our tears and discuss what to do for the next battle. Press through the pain and look to the future! Everyone wiped their tears away at my rallying call and looked up. We got some food and beverages from the cafeteria and began our war council. It was clear everyone was simply trying to put on a brave front at first, but as we ate and drank, we started to cheer up for real. Pretty soon it was just like old times.
The way your festivals are held is truly intriguing. Such a different culture from ours.
Dance with me, Commune. I'll teach you how we did it back in the Tokyo residential complex.
Takumi, we can't let them outshine us. Let's dance till we drop. I'll teach you how to do the lambada.
The lambada? I don't think so.
The one with all those sensual hip movements? Yeah. Go dance with yourself.
Not gonna lie, I've never been to a party like this before. Mostly because I never get invited to cultural festivals or sports meets.
With me around, you'll never be shunned like that again. Let's hang out every day and talk about everything under the sun.
Brother dearest, I want to play with fireworks. Can we use the Gift-O-Matic to make some?
That's my brilliant little sister for you. We'll make the biggest and brightest firework display anyone's ever seen.
After that, we kept chatting about anything that came to our minds, never running out of topics for conversation. Some kept drinking and eating, others dozed off as they grew tired. We all had fun in our own ways until late into the night. I opened my eyes to a blue sky unfurling in every direction.
Oh, that's right. Last night.
We talked until it was almost dawn, then decided we wanted to see the sunrise together. It was so nice that I decided to lie down and apparently ended up dozing off. My foggy brain turned idle thoughts over in my head, and as I got up, felt a strange presence behind me. Quickly whirled around, only to see something that made me doubt my eyes.
What the?
How do you do this? How do you get through the wall of fire?
Del Shah!
Falling asleep all sprawled out in the open like this in the midst of a war. Not the most sensible idea.
How did Del Shah get into the school? What happened to the alarm? What's going on? I was completely overwhelmed with confusion.
Takumi, you're already up? Morning. Oh man, we overslept and missed the sunrise. Huh? Del Shah?
Excuse me, but what is with this level of excitement first thing in the morning? Invader!
Invader alert. Wake up, everyone.
What's going on? How did you get through without tripping the alarm? Alarm? What are you talking about? As we were debating, the others showed up one by one.
How did Del Shah get into the school? Is the alarm down? It is likely he simply walked through the wall of fire. He is invincible by his very nature. As long as those flames remain undisturbed, the defense system will not detect anything.
That's very educational and all, but why are you so familiar with the security system?
Before defecting, I was the head of the intelligence department in charge of analyzing the school's defenses. I'm Shooketh. Little Lolly Shine Maiden over here is a former enemy.
You must be the maiden sage Commune. You have fallen far from the light of God. I suppose you must have your reasons, but know that I show no mercy to any who make an enemy of me. You shall perish alongside these invaders. Damn it, I wasn't expecting to have to fight him like this. All that prep work was for nothing. Now we were going to be wiped out. But just as that thought went through my mind, 1 minute. That is all you get. Go and get yourself ready for battle. Do not disappoint me. With that, Del Shah turned away and put some distance between us. Looks like we've been saved by his code of chivalry.
He did mention he didn't like to do sneak attacks before, right? Fighting fair and square. I'm a fan.
Not so much when we're the ones about to fight him. We'll go with the strategy we discussed before. His cryptoglobin is what we need to finally escape from the school. Once we got our infusers ready, the decisive battle began. What the? Where do these invaders come from?
Let us begin. Come and prepare to die.
See, that's what I mean. Ato is like, yeah, you wiped out all the invaders, and then here they are. There's more of them. Go figure.
I will take care of his invincible defense. The rest of you stick to the plan. Consider it done. I'll protect my little sister.
Our strategy is to make him step on that thing we rigged up yesterday, right?
This is a battle of wits, so kill your impulses and stay calm, everyone.
It's time. Take this, old man.
This is poison gas.
The effect of the poison will take some time to set in. Fall back and regroup for now.
I never would have guessed there was a poison that could work on me. My vaunted defense has come crumbling down.
Don't turn tail and run just because your invincibility's gone. We urgently need you to die for us.
Now why would I run? I have been waiting to be cornered like this my entire life. I have always fought to die in battle.
To die?
To die on the battlefield is the fate of all true warriors. Do you not also long for the pleasure of an honorable death?
I don't want to die.
Absolutely not. All we want is to live.
Life and death are but two sides of the same coin. For you to live, you must put your enemy to death. Now that the time has come, kill me to gain the life you so deeply desire. So I've lost. The time of my destruction is upon me, but I have no regrets. I die a warrior.
I still don't get it. Deep down, doesn't everyone want to keep on living?
In this world, Sometimes death is more constructive than continuing to live. When I defied that woman, I was ousted from my position as a hero, imprisoned. I despaired of dying in that emptiness. I am truly grateful you all appeared.
Oh, well, you're welcome, I guess.
Because now I can die on the battlefield as a warrior.
Thank you for fighting honorably.
You could have massacred us if you'd opted for a sneak attack instead.
Yeah. I'm glad you were the last enemy we had to face.
Yeah, last one, for sure.
It was an honor to have you as my last opponents as well. You are all true warriors. Now, finish me off like the warriors you are, and enjoy your reward of life.
And Veshna's time. Yep. Yeah, it couldn't end without Veshna showing up.
Foolish old man. Why would you think to let these invaders live?
Veshnes, you're still alive.
I thought we blew you up with that bomb.
You really presumed I could be killed by your paltry weaponry? Certainly, I was a little scratched up, but I have since made a full recovery, thanks to the blood of this old bag of bones.
Right, but how did you make a full recovery to show up and kill him before? And also, let's just talk about Dalsha snuck in here, which is why the alarm didn't go off. And then somehow invaders got in here and the alarm still didn't go off? Yeah, this was a little shoddily put together for this part. Veshna spit her words out angrily and crushed Dalsha's remains underfoot. Squish!
Are you crazy? Stepping on your own ally like that?
Surely nothing I do now can be as crazy as what you have already done. I heard from that so-called sponsor about your little killing game.
They're the ones that made us do it. The sponsor was leaking information about us to Veshnes?
The invader hunt. How dare you treat my adorable pets as targets for some mindless sport? Nevertheless, your indiscriminate killing spree has also given me some unexpected benefits.
Like what?
Solidarity, fostered by hate. You have angered so many people that my army has grown larger and more unified than before.
Okay, that makes sense as far as a change for this timeline, where there was a rebellion before. Now that we're just going out and massacring all these invaders and people as well, it makes sense that there's not much of a rebellion, because people are like looking at what we're doing and going, you know what, Veshnes has a point.
We are the strongest we've ever been. All of us fueled by an intense hatred for you vile invaders. You, on the other hand, are dwindling in numbers. Our next attack will certainly end in your untimely demise. Just wait. The day will soon come when my army levels this school to the ground. And all of you with it.
Yeah, that's what you always say, and then we always wipe the floor with you. Except for the one timeline where Tsubasa couldn't take out the bomb. With that declaration, Veshnes turned her back on us. With no regard for us standing there dumbfounded, she calmly left. Our dim hope that this fight would be over once we defeated Dalsha was thwarted by Veshnes' sudden reappearance. She would be leading her massive army in an all-out attack against the Academy soon. That fact plunged our hearts and minds into deep despair. Well, damn it. This would be a good place to call it. It might be a slightly shorter video than I've been doing, but I want to keep going. I want to get to the end of this route. I want to see how it comes to a close. I still can't believe Veshnes survived.
Or that our army's grown even stronger. They became serious about taking us out because we were so aggressive during the hunt.
Perhaps this was the sponsor's ultimate objective all along. Why do you say that? They organized a game that made us hunt down every single school invader we saw, knowing all the time that it would foster hatred among the invaders, eventually boiling over and exploding into an all-out war. That kind of full-scale fighting is sure to create an astounding number of dead bodies.
Aha! So the sponsor gets tons of dead bodies by making both sides take each other out. It's sounding more and more like this first sponsor really was a zombie.
We're still playing out the sponsor's script even after they're gone.
How big do you think Veshnes' final attack will be? If that side is truly unified, the number of combat organisms will be the likes of which we've never seen before. How can we even defend ourselves against that? And Vashdes is even stronger than Dasha, right?
She did just absorb his cryptoglobin.
Gah! What an impossible game to try to win.
Everyone started looking gloomy. Who could blame us? We were all filled with dread. We thought our fight would be over once Dalsha was defeated, but that hope had been turned into utter despair. This couldn't go on. We were being paralyzed by fear. As their leader, I had to do something. Let's talk about our bright future ahead.
Whoa, what's gotten into you all of a sudden?
Dwelling on gloomy stuff is only going to make us gloomier, so let's talk about what our dreams for the future are. This is an order from your leader. I'll even start us off. I ignored everybody's confusion and started talking about my dreams.
Once we're back on the artificial satellite, I'm going to become roommates with Tsubasa, Yugamu, and Darumi. We're going to rent a cheap but big house and live together in abject poverty. Becoming penniless roommates with my friends. That's my current dream.
Hell yeah, I'm living the dream, apparently.
Wait a second, Takumi. That was my dream. You can't just poach it like that.
Just means you and I have the same dream, Tsubasa. Just like we should. You and I are united in mind and body, in more ways than one.
Stop! Not in front of all these people!
Really not appreciating this sudden unsolicited info dump, guys.
Wow, united in mind and body. So suggestive. What? What is it? What is being united in mind and body suggestive of? Close your ears, Commune. You're too young for this.
Yugamu, you're next. What are you gonna do when we get back? Any future plans? Dream jobs? A dream job, you say? Ideally, I'd like to do something medicine-related. I think I've taken enough lives, so now I want to use my knowledge about the human body to save lives instead.
I think you'd make a great doctor. You've already saved my life plenty of times.
How about you, Darumi? What are you gonna do?
What a stupid question! Infiltrating in a rogue company, of course. I'll start as a janitor, work my way up to become director of my own project. Then I'll flood the spineless adventure game industry with my erotic fantasies. Wow, when did you become so optimistic, Darumi?
You call this being optimistic. What about you two? What do you want to do on the artificial satellite?
Just live out my life peacefully with Commune, I guess. Take daily walks, go shopping, and enjoy life like an ordinary person. I do not expect a life of ease as a refugee, but I'll use my skills and abilities to overcome any obstacle.
I'll support you however I can, too. That's what I promised Ava. Your turn, Ima and Kako. If you have any dreams, we'd love to hear them.
It just so happened Brother Dearest and I were discussing this matter the other day.
Once we make it to the satellite, we'll volunteer to distribute food to any children in need. We really should balance out all the bad things we did here with some good stuff.
And what could be better than helping children who are just like us in the past? That's an awesome dream to have. I'll help too. I'll build a powerful cooking stove for you.
You'll likely need some medical assistance as well. That's where I come in. I can help with that. As we spoke about our plans and dreams, our faces became brighter and brighter. Painting a vivid mental picture of a bright future is a great way to shake yourself out of the paralysis of despair. That was what I learned that night. Not to mention, being around Tsubasa infused me with even more life. Let's all beat Veshnes together. Her cryptoglobin will definitely be strong enough to activate the escape pod. Then we'll be able to make our dreams come true. Thus, energized and looking forward to the future again, everyone started preparing for the final attack with renewed determination. We've got to get as strong as possible before Veshnes launches her final attack. I slapped my cheeks to get into gear and started training. Oh, look at that. Got some free time to finish up. And there goes my stick drift. And there's our first bond.
I told you before that I come from a family of assassins. My parents, 2 older brothers, myself, and my younger sister were all professionals. Our house is fairly normal looking on the outside, but there's a large complex underneath it. Training halls, weapon stores, body modification labs. You name it, we've got it.
Sounds like a great place. Definitely not somewhere that I'd be scared to go into.
My old man's a legendary assassin. He uses a code name in the underworld and goes by a fake name in the real world.
I wonder if this is going to be a reference to something.
Not even I know what his real name is. In fact, I barely remember what his voice sounds like. He's timid by nature and never allows anyone to stand behind him, not even family. Being timid is indispensable for detecting enemy traps and finding a way out of tough spots. Or so I've heard. I bet you're wondering whether I should be sharing so much private stuff about my killer family with you, right?
I was not wondering that at all. You just tend to share stuff, so.
Don't worry. Since I already told you, I'll have to kill you myself one day. Good talk, Takumi. Let's do this again sometime.
You know, I kind of wonder if I give him all the presents and we get our bond rank up to 5. I wonder if he just kills me and that's game over. Oh wow, back to back. That's surprising.
Each member of my family has a favorite MO and murder instrument. My father's a sniper. My mother uses martial arts. My oldest brother uses poisonous blowing darts. They're faster than bullets in his hands, and he uses them to achieve different goals.
That's impressive.
My second brother's a bomber. He has a ton of explosives at his disposal. Remote detonation, point blank, he's got a bomb for every occasion. My sister takes after our mom with one difference. She's got superhuman strength.
Damn.
People let their guards down because she's just a kid, and then she kills them before they know what's happening.
Sounds like you got a very interesting family.
You can imagine how intense things get when we get into a family squabble.
So those things where people talk metaphorically about, God, I could just kill my family sometimes. Yugamu's family probably actually means it though.
I'm not privy to the details, but I heard Mom and Dad's first meeting was particularly volatile.
Oh, you just know they're into some kinky shit.
I'll introduce you to them one day. If we make it back alive, that is.
Vechness must be organizing our troops right now. The upcoming final attack was causing me a lot of anxiety. But it's fine. We can beat them. We survived the invader hunt. Vechness has nothing on us. We can do this. We can beat them. I chose to believe in our ultimate victory. After all, we had nothing else to fall back on. Another day of training to prepare for the final battle. And it took 2 gifts this time to get him up to rank 3.
I think you've heard enough about my family. Here's something about me, as boring as it may be.
You know, Yugamu, there's a lot of things I would use to describe you. Boring is not one of those words.
You could say I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm a pretty darn good assassin if I do say so myself. But my family, they're outright killing machines. My dad decided to modify my body in order to better harness my potential. It did boost my assassination skills, but that was never the issue. The issue was my heart. Deep down, I knew killing for a living wasn't for me. If I had to kill someone, I wanted it to be someone I chose, in my own time, in my own way. That's why I never got any better at my job. How could I, when I was doing it so reluctantly?
Yeah, we've heard a little bit about this, how he prefers to assassinate people. It is interesting to know that that probably put a bit of a strain on his family relationship, since the rest of them are just so willing to kill no matter what.
I'm going to quit someday. I'll have to tell my family about this decision too. But not today, and not anytime soon. I can't even imagine the chaos that'll erupt when I break the news. Can you come with me to help convince them? I promise you'll get home safe afterwards. In pieces, if need be.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I would get killed. They probably look at me and be like, Yugamu, is this the boy that's making you do this? Vechness didn't show up today either. Perhaps it's taking her longer than expected to get her troops in order. Well, that's good news for us. The later she and her army show up, the more time we have to prepare. It's okay. It's going to be alright. We can do this. We can beat them. I repeated my mantra to myself over and over as I got into bed. It was all I could do to live each day clinging to the belief that we'd be victorious in the end. Our 90th day of Academy life. Vechness was definitely going to attack us within the next 10 days. I need to get prepared so I won't have any regrets when she shows up. Alright, well, no level up for Yugamu today. Another day with no attack. This must be what the calm before the storm is like. Still doesn't feel like the cusp of a final showdown. Just come on and try it already, Veshnes. You're going to lose. Yet more training today. Is this really gonna be what the final 10 days are all like? There we go.
I've killed plenty of people as an assassin, albeit reluctantly. I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing, so there aren't many targets that left an impression on me. But I do remember one particularly bizarre job. My target was staying in a heavily guarded VIP hospital room. When I finally managed to sneak in, I saw a very young girl in bed there. She was the daughter of a rich family, but she had a chronic, debilitating illness. Her parents had been subjecting her to all kinds of treatments to prolong her life.
Damn.
Unable to bear with the pain any longer, she decided to put an end to it all. So she used her own savings to pay me to kill her.
Oof.
I fulfilled her request in the swiftest and most painless way possible. That was when I first realized that there could be mercy in murder. So if you ever want a merciful death for yourself, you know who to call.
Ghostbusters? Everyone's gotten a lot stronger in the last few days. If we kept going like this, the invader army would be no match for us. With that thought in mind, I started getting ready for bed just then. Sorry, I read that last line a little weird. Who could it be at this hour? I opened the door hesitantly. Standing on the other side was... Commune! Commune? It's pretty late. Do you need something? Commune's face was twisted in agony. What is it?
I intercepted the wireless comms just now and ascertained the size of Veshnes's army.
Really? How big is it?
Much bigger than I had anticipated. The Supreme Commander's claim about having the strongest army in the history was no idle boast.
So, what are you saying?
If she comes at you with the full force of that army, your chances of victory are 0.
0? That's an exaggeration, right? We won't know for sure unless we try.
We know. You need to give my calculation skills more credit. Not only is the army massive, they also have procured a large amount of extinguishing agents capable of putting out the wall of fire. And do not forget they have Veshnes leading them. The battle is as good as lost already.
I was hit by a wave of dizziness and almost collapsed on the spot. Should I even burden the others with this new revelation? They supported me because they believed we could fight off Veshnes together. But now...
That is why I've come to you. I have a proposal that can avert total annihilation.
A proposal? You mean there's still a way out of this?
There is, and it's incredibly simple. We activate your escape pod before Veshnes arrives.
The pod? But we're sitting ducks right now precisely because we can't make it work. Only Veshnes has cryptoglobin strong enough to power it now.
We need not remain fixated on her. You have cryptoglobin of far greater power than Veshnes can ever dream of right here in this academy. The Divine Infant.
I never heard him called by that name before, but I knew who she was talking about. His face immediately surfaced in my mind, which is interesting because we've hardly talked about him at all this timeline. You mean the baby in the defense room? In the defense room on the 3rd floor of the academy was a baby in a capsule. The undying flames being produced by the baby's body around the clock were also being stored in missiles. It would take 100 days for all the missiles to be filled with undying flames. That was the reason we were here defending the academy. How do you know about him?
Have I not already mentioned I once headed the intelligence department on the other side? I am more familiar with your secret weapons powers than anyone else. In fact, I would venture to say I know more than you and your friends. You have not even been told half of it. Powering up the escape pod would be trivial with the cryptoglobin of the Divine Infant. Nevertheless, there are risks involved. Once the baby is dead, the protective wall of fire around the academy will disappear. Veshnes is likely to seize that opportunity to launch her final assault. However, given the current size and scale of her army, it may not be so nimble as it once was.
Veshnes and her army don't factor into this. We're not killing the baby.
Your anger is warranted. This is undoubtedly an illogical measure. But Takumi, even if you do not kill him for this purpose, did you know he'll be dead in another week anyway?
Huh?
The missiles he is creating in that defense room are ruthless weapons designed to raise all life on this planet, including himself.
If the baby is going to die on day 100 anyway, maybe it wouldn't be a crime to kill him just a few days before. No, absolutely not. You can't ask me to kill a friend. Even if we haven't seen him in a while, he was still our friend. So what if he was destined to die in another week anyway? Killing him ourselves is out of the question.
You're perfectly justified to feel reluctant. It is not a path I would willingly tread either. But hear me out, Takumi. As cruel as this may sound, might it not actually be your duty to kill the baby?
My duty? Why's that?
Why, you ask? It is obvious. Because you killed my mother Ava. I do not hate you for what you did, since my mother chose her own fate. But now that you have stained your hands with her blood, you are obliged to keep going in that same vein to the very end. It is irrational that you could kill Ava yet refuse to kill the baby.
My past sins continue to haunt me even now, driving me into corners and forcing me to make unpleasant decisions. What Commune said made sense. It was my duty as Ava's killer to kill the baby as well.
You don't need to take action right away. However, do remember that your time is running out. I will be waiting in the underground storeroom. When you feel ready, bring the baby's body to me there.
Commune left me alone in my room to think over her proposal. I threw myself into bed and stared at the ceiling. But I couldn't think clearly. I just couldn't. Where has he been this whole time, though? Also, I have noticed that Sire's announcements are not the typical final 10 days announcements. It might be a little bit of an oversight. I lay awake in bed until morning, unable to sleep. What I needed to do was simple enough. I had to kill the baby. That was it. Going into the defense room, kill the baby there, get his cryptoglobin. But could I really do that? Morally? We hadn't seen him in a while, but he was still our friend. I felt a sudden, desperate urge to see the others. I got up from bed and started to wander around the school in search of my friends.
Good morning, Takumi.
Mr. Samino, you came right on time. Ima and Kako bounced over to greet me the moment I stepped into the cafeteria.
Please, try this.
Do I even want to know what all that is? It looks like a slice of apple with maybe peppers on top of it, some fries mixed with strawberries and broccoli, possibly fried shrimp on top of steak with maybe chocolate covering it, and lettuce, carrots, and then a ball of rice, possibly. Who knows what's inside of it? What is it? A special kids lunch my dear sister and I came up with.
I want to make something like this for the street kids once we get to the artificial satellite.
Feeding hungry kids on the streets is going to be our way of atoning for what we've done.
This is actually delicious. I'm sure the kids will love it. Oh, so it's not all the things that I said? Considering how adventurous the twins had always been with their cuisine, I was surprised at this attempt at a more conventional dish. They were serious about what they'd said, and were already working toward it. Okay, yep. I finished the kids' lunch Ima and Kako had made, then left the cafeteria. I peeked into the library to find Yugamu poring over stacks of books on the table. Takumi, drop by for some morning reading too. Yeah, I thought it would be nice for a change. What are you reading? Medical books related to biology. I'm going to relearn everything from the basics. How else can I become a good doctor, right? You weren't joking about that doctor dream, huh? God, we just saw all of these flashbacks. Shit, I jumped ahead too far. Yeah, I'm retiring from the assassin business. I'd already resolved to do it the day I made Kiyoshika take that poison.
Next time, I'll be on the life-saving side. It's the only way I can atone for what I've done.
He turned back to the medical book solemnly. Yugamu was already making plans for the future. I didn't want to distract him and headed out of the library. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip through all that. I was just so sick of these freaking flashbacks are ridiculous. Dadami was typing furiously on a keyboard in the war room.
What? Oh, it's just you, Takumi. I'm busy writing. Talk later.
Writing what? A novel?
A scenario, you silly goose. Remember I said I'd make the best eroge in the world? I always thought I'd start working on it after I get back to the artificial satellite, but I can't stop this momentum now. I've been so caught up, I already pulled 2 all-nighters in a row.
Dadami's eyes were shining with life. I could hardly believe this was the same girl who was frequently talking about killing herself only a few days ago. I'm glad to see you're so passionate about it, but why the sudden urge to start now?
Because this is really the only thing I can do. My whole life's been a steaming pile of crap. Crappier than crap. Then one day it dawned on me. Maybe I can write something that touches the hearts of those whose lives are just as crappy as mine.
Maybe my story can even be something that brings comfort to others.
Aww.
Then I'd be just like Mistress Hideko.
Dadami. Dadami was trying her best to carry on Hideko's legacy in her own way. Her legacy of saving others. I watched Dadami hammer away at her keyboard for a while longer before leaving. I heard sounds coming from the metal shop and decided to peek inside where I saw Nozomi. She was on a sewing machine, working on a piece of clothing.
Morning, Takumi.
Morning. Are you making clothes?
Yeah, I was thinking of making Commune some street clothes. That priestess dress doesn't look very comfortable.
You're really stepping into your big sister role, huh? Nozomi was always so tense before, but now she seemed completely at peace with herself.
I intend to do for Commune everything my mom couldn't do for me.
I'll cook for her every day, dress her up in pretty clothes, go out together, and also, oh, so many things. I just can't wait to get to the artificial satellite.
Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna get a choice at the end of this. It's gonna be so difficult to even choose not to keep everybody alive and use the baby to escape. Oof. To Nozomi, living a peaceful life with family was what happiness meant. I watched her work on the dress for a little while more before taking my leave. And one final stop to make.
Takumi, I finally found you.
Tsubasa ran up to me when she spotted me walking down a hallway. What's wrong? What's the emergency?
Check this out. It's my attempt at the perfect house layout for our roommate situation. I know I'm probably jumping the gun here, but once I got started, I just couldn't stop.
She showed me the layout she had drawn up and explained how it would be furnished.
The TV definitely has to go here. It's the only space we can fit a sofa big enough for all of us. No east-facing windows in Yugamo or Dadami's rooms for sure, since they're nocturnal. Your room will be in the corner for more privacy, so no one will hear us when we're alone together.
Seeing Tsubasa smile so radiantly as she talked about our life together warmed my heart. I wanted to reach out and hold her closer, to protect her, and give her the brightest future ever.
For all of this to come true, we'll have to beat Veshness first, but that's no problem. She and her army will be no match for us.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, one way or another. Oof. Everyone's already taking firm steps toward their futures. I wanted to make sure they all got to the artificial satellite and start living those lives, but to do that, is killing the baby and taking his cryptoglobin really the only way? If Veshness and her army really were impossible to defeat, it was our only option. Does that make it right? I knew the answer. Of course it didn't. Should I send everyone to the artificial satellite, even if it means doing something terrible by killing the baby? Or should I take my chances and rally everyone to face Veshness's final attack? I have to make a choice. What am I going to do here? Here we go. Oh my god. So we've had several choices that have been morally wrong, but you can see the reasoning behind it. This might be the toughest one. Morally, my mind says no, but as Commune said, once we started down this path of making morally ambiguous decisions to keep people that we care about alive, where's the stopping point? Is this it? Or do we just keep going and go all the way to the end? I wish we'd had a chance to actually talk to him before we made this decision, because I feel like that would make this a lot easier. I trust Commune, so I'm gonna say yes. There's no other way. I have to kill the baby. It was my responsibility as leader to ensure everyone made it to the artificial satellite safely. For that to happen, I had to stain my hands with blood one last time. But I can't do it now. Someone was bound to notice me walking into the defense room in broad daylight. I don't want anyone to see me doing this. I decided I would do it secretly, in the middle of the night, away from the watchful eyes of others. That seems like a mistake. In the middle of the night, I quietly made my way to the door in front of the defense room. The baby's on the other side of this door. He was generating undying flames in his capsule even as I stood there. The door was protected by undying flames too. They would rekindle almost instantly, even with repeated use of the fire extinguishers. With undying flames that not even fire extinguishers could put out, this room was an impregnable fortress. But that wouldn't be a problem for me in this enhanced suit. This suit Hideko retrieved for us at the cost of her life, and the suit Eito left behind. Commune combined the materials of both to create an enhanced suit that can even withstand the heat of undying flames. If the undying flames can't hurt me, this door is no longer unassailable, and this hydraulic hammer should be more than enough to break it down. Guys, I'm going to get us what we need. The cryptoglobin we need to launch the escape pod. As I mumbled those words under my breath, I took a step closer to the door, and then he showed up. What the? You! The ghost boy suddenly manifested in front of the very door, protecting his physical form. He chose a really bad time to show up again after such a long absence. Why are you surprised? Aren't you here to kill me? No, of course not. You don't need to hide it from me, Takumi. I have a good grasp on the situation. You need to kill me for my cryptoglobin to power the escape pod you found underground, right? How did you know? I thought you weren't feeling well enough to move around. To inform you about something, I'll keep it short. I'm not feeling very well. This has been a little bit, so I don't fully remember what he said. You can't tell because I'm in this form. Basically, I'm sick. How'd that happen? It's a particular space known as blood space in this world. It's a distinct space filled with cryptoglobin energy. However, a malicious aura from the future has been seeping into a certain part of that space. Oh. I totally forgot that this was on this timeline. I don't even remember when that was happening either. My true form, the baby, is being badly affected by that aura. This may sound strange, but the blood space corruption was purified a little while ago, and I suddenly recovered. Oh, must have been Eito. For the last few days, I've been going around school every night to gather information and figure out the reason for my sudden recovery. That's when I saw you discussing my assassination with a girl I'd never seen before. You heard me talking with Commune? You were talking about whether or not you would kill me. I've been watching you since yesterday to see what decision you'd end up making. And as I expected, you've decided to kill me. So, you're here to stop me? I wish I could. After all, who'd want to die right after recovering from an illness? Unfortunately, my powers are useless against you. Undying flames have no effect on that strange suit you're wearing. That's why you wore it here, right? Looks like my guess was correct. I'm powerless to stop you from committing this crime. Suddenly, something happened to the undying flames protecting the door. They completely vanished. Did you do that? But why? It's pointless to fight back. I've decided to accept my death gracefully. Go ahead and kill me, Takumi. It's okay. The escape pod needs my cryptoglobin to fly, right? You're willing to die to help us? All of you have been fighting so hard to defend my body from the invaders, after all. It's only right that I do something for you in return. I was touched to my core by the baby's kind-heartedness. Now we could go to the artificial satellite without fighting Veshness. But I need you to promise me one thing. What is it? I don't mind you using my cryptoglobin to power the escape pod for the others, but...
You can't get on that pod, Takumi.
What? Why? What? Why not? Think about it. Think about everything you've done. You killed Eito before you even did anything on day 2, and now you're trying to kill a defenseless baby. You're dangerous. Letting you on that satellite could cause trouble for a lot of people. So I want you to die with me, here on this planet. It seemed like the ghost boy had gotten the impression I was some kind of heartless serial killer. But who could blame him? I'd killed a lot of people and now I was trying to do the same to him. If you promise me that you won't take the escape pod to the artificial satellite, I'll give you my word. I'll let you use me as fuel without any resistance. Did I want to stay behind on Earth by myself? Of course not. I had my own dreams. I wanted to see how the others fulfilled theirs as well. I couldn't bear to accept this condition, but... Alright, I promise.
I won't get on the escape pod. I'll stay here.
I made a promise I didn't intend to keep. The baby would be dead by then, so it wouldn't matter anyway. That's a relief. My life won't have been wasted if I can take you down with me. Oof. Also, knowing that he made that promise without intending to is just... Jeez. He sounded truly relieved when he said that. A moment later, he vanished. I just can't seem to get away from the bad guy role. Communicating directly with the person I was about to kill only added to the weight of my guilt. There was no time for hesitation. It was time to carry out my final murder. There's no need to stay in the suit now that the undying flames were gone. I took it off and transformed into my class armor instead. Then I started breaking down the door. Without the flames to protect it, it didn't stand a chance. Slowly but steadily, the door began to crumble under my attacks. The damage grew heavier and heavier. Until, at long last, it was completely destroyed. I dashed right into the defense room without stopping. Ah! The loud cry had charged toward the baby's capsule. I had a strong feeling my gut would paralyze me if I hesitated for even a moment. So I just kept running with all my strength. Ah! Don't stay calm. Get agitated. Throw out all your common sense. I kept repeating those words to myself as I raised my sword and, with a racing heart, sliced through the capsule with the baby still inside it.
System down. System down. Emergency. Emergency. Switching to reserve power supply. Restore system immediately.
The emergency announcement began playing as I took the baby's body out of the capsule.
Full system. Error. Emergency.
Well, looks like people are going to find out what I did either way.
Reserve power depleted. All systems shutting down. All systems shutting down.
The lights went out. I quickly ran through the bedarkened school campus. I handed the body over to Commune, who'd been waiting in the storeroom.
Takumi, you did as I asked. I am sorry you always have to be forced to take on the painful responsibilities. I am truly sorry.
Never mind that. Just get the escape pod ready. I'll go call the others. I ran up the stairs of the school toward the roof. Wake up, everyone! Head to the escape pod hangar right now! Wake up, the escape pod is ready! Pounded on every door of the roof to wake everyone up.
Huh? What happened?
Is there an enemy attack? Just head to the hangar now! Everybody wake up! I ferried my confused friends toward the underground hangar. Everybody crowded into the escape pod.
What's going on? I thought we couldn't use the escape pod without Veshness's cryptoglobin.
Did you find a substitute? Who in the world could sub for Veshness?
Hey, wait. What do we do about the invader army? I glanced out of the window as we were running here, and the wall of fire was gone. The school's completely defenseless right now.
Isn't the wall of fire powered by the baby in the defense room?
Yep, they're piecing it together. Not surprised.
If the wall is down, something must have happened to the baby. And here's the escape pod suddenly ready to take off. Does that mean the fuel being used to power this pod is...
Takumi! You didn't!
The jig was up. My friends had figured out I'd done the unforgivable once more. I closed my eyes and kept silent, fearful that they would turn on me. However, Tsubasa and Yugamu each took one of my hands into theirs and squeezed hard. Tightly, without saying anything. I'll share your guilt with you. That was what it felt like they were trying to tell me.
I'm sorry, Takumi.
You did that despicable deed? For us?
That makes us accomplices. You should have just let me tank bad guy roles like this.
I mean, that's what you've been trying to do this whole timeline, to be fair. One by one, the others started commiserating with me. The moment it hit me that they weren't going to despise me, tears of relief started welling up in my eyes. It made my desire to go to the artificial satellite with these people even stronger than before.
Commune? How long until takeoff?
Just a little more. The takeoff sequence is proceeding smoothly. We just have to trick the AI into thinking today is day 100.
As soon as she said that, the inside of the pod started shaking, making it difficult for us to keep standing.
To your seats! This is gonna be a rough launch. Expect at least 8G.
What the heck's 8G? I didn't know phone tech was that advanced already.
I think she means the gravitational force pushing against our bodies when we take off.
Haha, get it? It's like 5G is... okay.
How strong is 8G?
Strong enough to rip your heart out of your body if you don't strap down. Get to your seats, everyone!
We quickly found our seats and buckled up. at around the same time.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 400 seconds. Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
The announcement that was supposed to play on day 100 blared out from the hangar speakers. Commune had successfully hacked the system and tricked the AI into thinking it was day 100. My heart was racing and my breathing became faster. Finally, we were finally returning to the artificial satellite. All our dreams are going to come true. Yep. All of these dreams, every single one, all of these flashbacks from a few minutes ago.
It felt like so long.
Yes, but everything is over now. Once the next announcement plays, this pod will be ejected to the schoolyard. After that, it goes directly to the artificial satellite.
An omnidirectional.
Okay. As the second announcement played, the shaking in the escape pod became even more intense.
It's finally time! Let's go!
Special Defense Unit.
To outer space we go!
Wow! I'm actually starting to get excited!
Why do I feel like something bad's about to happen?
An omnidirectional.
It's over, Takumi.
Yeah. It feels like it's been a really long nightmare.
Please depart immediately.
This long and hellish nightmare of ours was finally ending today. We're going to the artificial satellite.
Repeat. An omni.
What?
Huh?
The announcement got cut off halfway. It wasn't just the announcement. All of the mechanical noises around us had stopped. The inside of the pod was eerily silent.
What's happening?
What's going on? We out of power?
Has the takeoff been reset?
Commune, what is this?
I don't understand. Why was the takeoff aborted at this stage?
Commune stood up from her seat in a fluster and booted up the internal PC to check what had caused the disruption.
What? Insufficient propellant energy? That is impossible.
Not even the baby's blood is strong enough to power the escape pod?
It can't be. His cryptoglobin was supposed to be in a league of its own.
Did he do this because he realized Takumi was on the pod still?
Exactly. For it to be insufficient is inconceivable. Just 1 second ago, the power was so strong, I was having trouble keeping it in check.
Commune kept staring at the screen, completely stunned.
The energy in the propellant keeps going down even as we speak. It's almost as if it's deliberately refusing to allow us to take flight.
Damn! It's making Takumi keep his promise. The moment Commune said that, I suddenly remembered what had transpired before. The promise I made to the baby just before he died. And we're gonna flash back to that. Was the escape pod being stalled from taking off because I broke my promise? Was his will preventing me from reaching the artificial satellite? I should have gotten off the pod the moment I realized I was the one holding it back. Everyone would be saved then. Everyone except me, but I just couldn't give up on my dream. Becoming roommates with Tsubasa, Yugamu, and Dadami on the artificial satellite, happily living day to day despite being dirt poor. I did the unforgivable so that we could all attain that dream together. Killing all those people would have been for nothing if I died here. I couldn't bear to get off the escape pod. Weighed down by my hopes and dreams for the future, my body simply refused to move.
Isn't there anything we can do? We just need cryptoglobin, right? Kill me and take mine!
Mine too! I'd gladly die to make sure Mr. Tsubasa stays alive!
What the heck are you two suggesting? That's not happening!
Calm down, brother dearest!
No, I should be the one to get off. A leader shouldn't cling to life so disgracefully. It was my duty to sacrifice myself and save the others. Get off. 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 Get off the stupid pod, Takumi! But I still couldn't muster up the resolve. The thought that I'd never see my friends again paralyzed me. Nozomi, Ima, Kako, Dadami, Yugamu, Commune, and I would never see Tsubasa again either. The announcement alerting us that time was up echoed through the inside of the pod.
Intruder alert.
Media.Vision must have mobilized her army to attack the school after noticing the wall of fire had disappeared. There's no time for us to escape anymore. Our big gamble had failed. All because I shamelessly tried to survive alongside the others. We quickly rushed out of the pod to take on Media.Vision and her troops. The invader army wasn't as large as I had imagined. Vesh-Ness must have organized her troops in a hurry to seize that window of opportunity while the wall of fire was down. We were more or less evenly matched with our hastily thrown together squad. Invaders came swarming into the school from all directions, and all we could do was kill. 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 By around daybreak, we had virtually annihilated all invaders except for Vesh-Ness and her main force. All that remained was the Supreme Commander herself. If we could take her out, we could survive this. We were so close to a miraculous victory, but it wasn't meant to be. Our greatest weapon, the Revivomatic, broke down from overuse. Unable to come back to life, we started losing our lives one after another. And in the end, though we barely managed to defeat Vesh-Ness, she took each and every one of us down with her. Well, damn. Number 86, killing game route, so close and yet so far. Well, I guess that means this was likely a bad ending. So this will probably lead to I don't know if it'll be a happier ending, but probably more so the more true ending of the killing game route. I am curious to see what happens if we choose to fight Dal Shah first. I sense we'll probably defeat him, but then Ato will come in and absorb his cryptic globe and become even stronger, possibly. And then this one, ask where the invaders are. No means Tsubasa will probably just finish in last place. Yeah, so it does seem like, although this one went off to the left, but every single quick ending that we've gotten has been to the right. This one will likely go to the right, and this one to the right, and now this one to the right. So yeah, I guess the correct, quote, correct decision was not to kill the baby. It's kind of what I was theorizing in my mind, which is once you start down that path, you have to find a place to stop. And this was the place to stop. This was the time to say, we can't go that far. You know, we've done a lot of awful things. Deciding to take out the baby in the defense room was just that step too far that makes us irredeemable. And even Shion thought so, which is why he was wanting Takumi to die there at the end. So I guess maybe if we choose not to kill him, he'll come in with a last second save and be like, yes, I'm all better now. Let me help defeat Vesh-Ness and her army, possibly. Alright, well, with that being said, that's where we'll call it for this one. I gotta say, this timeline has definitely become one of my favorites through all of this. We even got a little bit of a Takamoto redemption at the end and the twins deciding to help out. Something that I wasn't sure if we were actually going to get or not. Thought they might just be the antagonists all the way through to the end. There's just so much about this that's just very sweet, very wholesome between Takumi and Tsubasa, Nozomi and Commune. There's just a lot about these characters that I really like, and this timeline is bringing out some of those feelings about them. Even Yugamu coming through with save after save, like he's just a fantastic character to have. Dadami too, you know, even though we didn't focus on her for a little while, seeing how much she actually cares about everyone, that she was willing to sacrifice herself to keep everybody alive. It was just really, really nice moments here, so I do think this is becoming one of my top routes. Is it my favorite? I don't know. I'd have to think back through all the other different routes, see if I can piece them all together. I'm still trying to decide, because I do want to do a tier list at the end of this game and rank, I guess, the different stories. I still don't know if I want to rank the different endings or if I want to rank the different routes. Because I feel like the endings would just take so damn long, so I think it might be better to rank the different routes that we have, because then I could also take into account all the different endings and whether I like them or not, so I think that would probably be easier to do. But I mean, if you would like to see a tier list for all of the endings, I mean, let me know if you want me to suffer through that. I will do it if enough people are like, yeah, we want to see it. This game is still fantastic, I'm still having a great time with it, and I think we are getting closer and closer to the end, so I don't think it's going to be within the next few videos, but I do kind of hope that we will get to the end of this side of the timeline with killing Ato. I kind of hope we can wrap this up within at least the next 5 and get back over to what seems to be kind of the final route of the game. It might not be reasonable. We'll see how much longer some of these other timelines, like the one where Takumi leaves the school instead of staying at the beginning. Who knows how long that route's going to go. So with all that being said though, that'll do it for me. So cue the outro. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. I really hope you enjoyed it. First and foremost, please leave some comments down below with some of your experiences from this game. I love getting to chat with people about how they felt when they played the game. Also, if you have some tips and tricks, that would be much appreciated. Or if you just want to tell me how bad I am at this game, that's fine too, as long as you keep it spoiler free. I also have a review channel where I watch and talk about some of my favorite TV shows and movies, as well as a channel where I talk soccer, so if you want to give those channels a follow, that would be much appreciated. Lastly, if you want to help this channel improve in quality, or if you want to see me play more and more games, I do have a Patreon where all the proceeds will go directly to this channel, and all of this is down in the description below. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace out.